Some of the apples we grow here as a full tree is the King of Tompkins County, or Tompkins County King, TC King. It's also got a bunch of other names that it's potentially gone by. Winter King, Tommy Red, just a bunch of different variety names in the past. But it's from the 1800s. That everyone seems to agree on. And here it is. Nice big apple here. Ours tend to get water core. And you usually have quite a few of them that end up going bad on the tree. We also get some sort of, honestly, I'm not sure what it is that's going on. I'll show you a couple of these just to show you what we deal with. But we always get a crop, and they always are reliably big on that crop. There are some smaller ones, of course, but there are always apples, and often they get quite large. All right, first I'll show you the tree here. At least ours has a lot of these very vertical kind of trunk pieces here in the middle. And then we got a lot of branches coming off laterally the sides. A lot of branches tend to cross in here that I have to kind of thin out so that they kind of won't fight over the same space. But put on a pretty good crop this year. But I'll show you some of the difficulty we've got. You can see in here that there's some sort of a rot or a fungus, bacteria, something like that going on these. When they get to a certain size sometimes, or some even when they're young. So a lot of them are pretty healthy, and then others just don't look very good. And a lot of them actually, just after bloom, when they're just starting to set fruit, a lot of them will turn out like this. And those end up just staying on the tree, as do the ones that go bad later in the season, like this. So even if they get larger like that, they also go bad. If you guys have any ideas, be sure and tell me in the comments what you think this could be. I know we deal with some fire blight on neighboring pear trees. They're just a couple rows over, so it could have something to do with that. But whatever's going on, the tree tends to hold on to most of these apples. Really, it's just usually ones that are good that end up falling here below. But the ones that go really bad are the ones that all stay on the tree. So kind of interesting there. So here we've got a good one, and here's a bad one. But even on these good ones, you can see the tendency. Well, there on the top of this one, it's not good. But it's got kind of an oily skin. It's kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and give these a taste. I picked several, and you can see kind of the wild spectrum of colors these have. They're all really pretty. They've got russet up here near the top, near the stem of each one of them. And here's one that's got a bad side to it. You can see the difference there, because this where it's dark is bad, but some of these others, they get real dark, but they're actually not bad. They're just fine. So real interesting to kind of take a look at each of those. I'll go ahead and cut these up and let you see in the inside of them. So you can see some of that water core right there in the middle. That's that kind of discoloration that's in there. Not super pronounced on this one. There it is again. Those streaks there, that water core. But overall, I haven't found that it makes them taste bad. It does alter the taste a little, but it doesn't seem to ruin it in any way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give this a taste. I've had enough of these to know this one's getting toward overripe. It's not overripe at all yet. But you can kind of tell the way that the flesh breaks apart that it's getting there. But it's still very crunchy. It's still very good. Very sweet. Very aromatic. Good flavor. Yeah, these are always a solid apple. Ugh. This one's much better. Yeah, I am biting right into that water core there. It's got kind of this rich sweetness to it with a good level of acid to it as well. Very good juice to it. Very pleasant, makes you want to keep eating it. Yeah, this one's perfect. It's crispy, breaks apart, but it still feels like it's all nice and solid. Doesn't kind of chunk off quite like the one that was a little extra ripe did. Very rich flavor, very dense, good juice. It's very sweet, but it does have a good level of acid in there. Kind of keeps you real interested in eating it. And kind of tangy flavor. It's really good. And with the size of these, even though we lose some, because the ones we get are so big, it makes it worth it for processing as well. This is one that's really good to cook with, and even just tasting the juice, you can tell it'd be good for cider, good for fresh eating, good for cooking. It's going to hold up a little bit better than some of the other apples we use. Some like Macintosh, it's like you're almost meant to put it in sauce because it just, when it cooks, it just gets so soft. But this holds up a little bit better than that. Maybe not our best at that. Probably the Spitzenberg does the best that we've got of that, but still really good apple all around. Hard to beat that size. At least for us, it's not great because we do have some things that get at it. But again, the ones we get are huge. So that kind of helps negate some of the losses there because we always have plenty to work with. So yeah, TC King, if you can get your hands on one, definitely worth trying out. Really good apple all around, good balanced flavor and interesting flavor. Not super unique in that taste, but it is just an excellent red apple. A whole lot more interesting than anything you get at a store. If you guys found this interesting, you want to see some of the other apples we grow here, be sure and check out this whole playlist here. Or if you want to see what else we got going on, check out this video next. Thanks for watching.